Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ace Modding. Today on 10 Talks, I'm interviewing AzazelWasTaken. And yeah, we're going to dive right into it. If you enjoy these modding interviews for Baldur's Gate 3, maybe leave a like or a comment or follow the channel. And yeah, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit and tell us how you appeared on the modding scene?
Yeah, I'm just a handsome guy from Ukraine, mostly known for my PC designs and better starting gear series.
Hmm.
I took a little break for an entire month, and it's supposed to be just for a week or two, but I recently found out that now we live in Africa and all of it is a fan. So yeah, this made my comeback excessively complicated.
Okay.
Now I'm relatively fine and busy with new projects. If you wanna see what I'm cooking right now, drop a free sub on my Patreon by the link below. And while you're still there, slap a like button and send some regards in the comments. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Now, how did I end up here? Originally I was passionate about YouTube. I had a lot of free time during the lockdowns because I was a student at home.
Mm.
I also got the opportunity to connect my YouTube research with some university activities, so I gave 2 lectures in this topic, defended 2 term papers and 2 graduation projects.
Oh, wow.
Modding came in 3 years after I dropped my YouTube channel because the world suddenly decided to make a smooth transition from COVID to the all-out war.
Mm.
We got the toolkit just as I started the final year of my master's degree, so I gave it a try. And honestly, it went so well I mentioned it in my graduation project. It was about content creation after all.
Okay. So you studied something related to YouTube in university then?
Uh, that's what I did for projects where we could choose a theme and also in my free time.
Hmm.
Mm, Generally, we studied graphics and web design, animation, and a bunch of useless stuff.
Well, graphic design, that definitely shows in your mods, like the cover designs of your mods and stuff. They're always really well designed.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for putting so much effort into it.
Mm.
And how was your very first mod experience? Do you recall how it felt back then?
Oh, it was Shadow Hearts by their starting year. In 2 months, it will be 1 year since the official release. Can't say I remember everything, but it was a first time experience after all. Pretty memorable event.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I had some trouble adding items to the tutorial chest, and I also decided to mess around with icons and found out. But overall, it was no big deal, and with some help from Padma and Lineara, I figured it out.
Mm.
The mod on release was received much more warmly than I expected, so yeah, I was really happy about that.
Hmm. And among Shadow Hearts Better Starting Gear, do you have other creations, other mods that are special to you, or are they all the same, of the same value to you?
I think it's Cazador Design for now. It's my first official collaboration, and I worked with a very nice person, Mon Lawson.
Mm.
Uh, that's how I started learning Blender, so this project was a big W overall. Link Blossom's Patreon might add some clothing mods for free, absolutely worth to check it out.
Yeah. So the collaboration with Moonblossom has a special place in your heart, that mod then.
Yeah, very good experience.
That's great to hear. And talking about modding experience and learning, do you have any background before modding for Baldur's Gate 3, or was that your first modding experience?
Uh, I was an enthusiastic mod enjoyer since I discovered the web. It was a long time ago. There were some cases where I cracked open a code to modify it if I could understand it. But yeah, Baldur's Gate was my first experience of successfully making mods on my own.
So you had like very basic experience before?
Yeah, I can say the ability to do things the way you see them without having to rely on other people is a great freedom.
Oh, sure. Do you remember any of your biggest challenges early on or the moments where something finally clicked? And do you have anything of that to share maybe with new modders?
Oh, there were many actually.
Let's get into
Mm,
it.
when I finally figured out how to put items in the tutorial chest, how to edit textures and materials, how to set up dependencies, edit weapons and armor, but the biggest so far was when I realized there is a global search in the stats editor. Geez, finding things never felt that easy. As for my biggest newbie challenges, you already know I started in the toolkit release, so
Yeah.
there were no video guides on stuff I wanted to do at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Almost nobody knew how to use anything, and those who knew were constantly drowned in the help messages from everywhere. Also, I feel like the toolkit itself was much more unstable, so you needed decent tolerance to bugs, quizzes, random crashes. It also began to run slower over time, and I had to constantly restart it because waiting 4 to 10 minutes every time just to switch options in the editor was pretty unbearable. I know you started pretty recently.
Yeah, I started in May.
Is it feel the same?
It was similar, yeah. I had also a really bad laptop, so that definitely added to it. I only had 8 GB RAM.
Oh, that's bad.
But yeah, like even now with my better computer, it's still sometimes like if you use it for a while, it still slows down a little bit and you have to restart the tools, or it sometimes crashes.
Yeah, this is very bad. 8 GB of RAM is nothing.
Yeah.
You can't operate in the toolkit when you have that much.
Well, you can, but
You can, but you need 32 to keep your sanity alive.
yeah, you can if you have a lot of patience.
Right.
So you talked a little bit about the challenges early on. Do you have anything in mind, any like non-obvious traps or mistakes people should keep in mind when starting out?
Yeah, don't be afraid to ask for help even if you think it will be a dumb question. Everyone was in your place, we know how it feels.
Yeah.
Also, learn how to effectively search for information by yourself. When somebody gives you a direction, don't expect that step-by-step instructions appear on your plate.
Mm-hmm.
Reverse engineering is a good way to understand things. You can also ask mod authors directly if there is some magic you can't understand. There are people just like you, they don't buy it usually. Probably you don't want to install any token modifications until you lay your foundation, because there are many settings that prevent you from making dumb mistakes. Just pay attention to them. I remember actually one guy asking me for help and quote, "Oh, I can't do that." A message pops off. And I'm like, bro, did you try to read it? No. Come on.
So like ask for help, but do your own research first, and people expect that you try at least to figure it out yourself first before you ask others for help.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned reverse engineering. Can you like explain a little bit for people that are new to modding what you mean with that?
Well, it's when you unpack the mod to see how it's done.
Mm.
Packaging, structure, code. Even though with the toolkit you don't need to do all that manual stuff anymore, we're still looking for examples and intuitive knowledge.
Mm.
Also, you can add mods as dependencies for the same purpose via the project tab.
Mm.
Just don't forget to restart the toolkit right after.
I literally never knew that you can, like, I knew that you can put mods as a dependency, but I never used mods as a dependency myself yet. So I never knew that you actually see the other mods structure in the toolkit.
Yeah, and don't try it with old pre-toolkit mods. They can break the whole thing.
Hmm. We can maybe go to like the tools and workflow category from this. I think it fits really well. Do you use LSLib for unpacking your like mods that you're interested in when you reverse engineer? Or which tools do you use?
Yeah, I use Mother's Multitude to unpack mods. It's pretty nice instrument by Shiny Hobo. And if I need to handle some LSF game files, I use Converter Up by Norbite.
And are there any other tools that you rely on a lot? And also, how do you organize your workspace and ideas?
And I'm pretty chaotic when it comes to organizing things. I can leave my ideas here and there, also forget them occasionally. So if something comes to my mind, I try to immediately write it down for later. I use Notion as my main workspace. It's very handy.
Mm-hmm.
Toolkit, obviously. I rely on this tool a lot. It's my main tool. I use Photoshop with NVIDIA plugins for texture editing and for making screenshots very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Visual Studio Code and Notepads app to review code and text files.
Thank you very much for sharing that. And do you have like maybe a special approach about developing and testing your mods? You already mentioned that you use some things for shinier screenshots. Is there anything else you'd like to mention in that sense?
Well, if it's more about toolkit, nothing fancy. Mostly I use basic level A in the toolkit, or just load the game and jump to the save I've got somewhere online to see how visuals look in the cutscenes. And in game, I mostly use is a cheat by Axe and the bug spells by Clairval. Generally, it's very useful stuff. It allows you to teleport anywhere while being invincible, so you don't die occasionally while teleporting. It can take you to any existent level you need, even those that are hidden. You can apply someone's visual to your party members. That way you can make some pretty nice screenshot with NPCs that you're usually not able to do anything with.
Awesome.
And even if you're not a modder, you can still have a lot of fun with this sandbox. Yeah, whatever you do, just don't mess up with your main save, never.
That makes sense. Maybe the last questions regarding your workflow. You already mentioned that you had that collaboration before. Would you say you're more like solo by nature? Would you prefer to collaborate with people more in the future? What's your take on that?
Yeah, usually I see no point in getting other people involved if I can handle everything myself. Maybe that's my flaw. I truly enjoyed working with Moonblossom. I did a lot of stuff for Cobalt Jr., all those visual updates for weapons and different enhancements. Nice guy, so
You're open for both, basically.
yeah, I'm okay with that stuff.
That sounds good. Let's move on towards maybe advice for modders. What would you tell someone who just started their journey as a mod maker?
Find something interesting both to you and the game community. Learn how to do that thing properly. Then repeat. Try new things until you find a niche comfortable enough, and then do whatever you want.
And are there any videos, communities, other resources you would recommend people to check out when they just start out?
Videos from Padman on YouTube, as well as the Down by the River community on Discord. Ines videos on clothes editing in Blender suit my sanity. And you make some guides as well, I see, so it's not that hard to find good stuff anymore.
Thank you.
Since the toolkit release, there is a lot of documentation on everything, but mostly the very basics can be found at Baldur's Gate wiki. Also, there are many official and community guides on Mod.io, so yeah.
Nice. Thank you very much for those recommendations. I'm going to link them in the video description too for people to easily find it. Seeing that we already now talked about advice for new modders, do you have any advice for like medium or intermediate modders or more advanced modders, like something that helped you level up in your modding journey that you could recommend people?
Look, a lot of things I've learned about YouTube over many years I've been able to apply here as well. Because essentially modding is a segmented branch of content creation. Kinda similar to making videos on YouTube, streaming, posting kinky stuff somewhere. And the funny thing is, you can do all three at the same time. So if you really enjoy what you're doing, your skills are progressing, and people highly resonate with your work, you're gonna succeed inevitably, no matter what.
Yeah.
So, you can imagine that as three intersecting circles. Passion, skill, and demand. Try to land yourself somewhere between two of these, and then your goal will be to collect all three in the long run. And mostly I'm addressing people who want to post their mods online and get some recognition, along with cute social interactions while generally having fun. That's like 90% of the community.
Yeah.
You don't need to be exactly like me, and you're completely free to customize your experience if you feel something is not working out for you. But whatever you do, consistency is the key. But yeah, I feel like I'm throwing rocks at myself right now. Look, guys, I'm working on that, okay?
I think you're doing great.
Yeah, let's move on.
All right. How do you draw inspiration for your mods? Like you just recommended people to find something that inspires them. How do you find your inspiration?
Games like The Witcher, Dark Souls, Elden Ring, maybe. I saw a lot of fantasy movies, read some books and novels, so my reference base is not small. Like an idea of what beaten up refugees or the survivors after the battle with goblins and drow looked like is not taken out of thin air. Also, usually my mods are pretty straightforward. You can see why I did something by reading the title, description, or checking out before or after pictures. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You do have very straightforward mods in that sense. They definitely deliver what people expect. Like if you like checked it out and then you're like, okay, I want this and this is what the mod gives me, and then they can also get it. It's very straight in that sense.
Yeah.
And how do you handle it with the lore? Like, do you stay close to like the D&D lore, or do you like let your inspiration more flow into it and bend the rules?
I'd say both, like something in the middle. If my idea contradicts the official lore, I can make a compromise, like more options to choose from. Or can leave it as it is, because Baldur's Gate is a homebrew game in itself, and I don't really care much about that unless I see something much better in its original state. In general, when I make mods, I rely on available sources, my own experience, and judgment. I'm not a lore fanatic, and sometimes I see deviations through the multiverse prism, so I'm pretty flexible on that.
Okay. Do you have like a dream mod if like you had unlimited resources and time that you would like to present to the world?
Perhaps I would redesign all main and side characters in the game in some way. Maybe animals as well.
That sounds like a good mod.
Oh, it really does sound like a dream.
Very humble of you.
I guess I'd like to work on spell visuals and make the weapons more unique too. I actually tried that recently and it didn't go well so far. We'll see.
I might, if you ever want to work on that, let me know and I might join you on that. Would be up for it.
Okay, let's see about that.
How do you feel about users' feedback and interactions with your community?
Usually, I try to figure out what's wrong and help if possible. There are cases when people provide little to nothing in terms of technical info, saying like, it doesn't work, and then don't even bother to reply when I try to clarify things.
Yeah.
There is also a separate breed of human species called, I won't use your mode until you change it for me. I see that stuff. Luckily, this kind of silly behavior is quite uncommon, so yeah. Generally, I take feedback seriously if you treat me like a human being. It's not too much to ask from me, right?
No, definitely not. Basic respect should always be there in any communication.
I should say something to my community on Nexus, Patreon, Moda, whatever. You're awesome people. I couldn't ask for better. Even though I'm still working on my social aspect, I have a good memory for all the cute and wholesome interactions with you, and I keep them in my heart
No.
as a reminder of why I keep going.
Oh, that's so sweet to hear. That makes me really happy. I can tell how much how you love interacting with your community. That's awesome. And has anything surprised you so far about how people use or interpret your mods?
Yeah, I approach my modes with decent attention to small details, yes, but there are things that I do just for fun or because I like them that way. Somehow people build whole conspiracies around these things, which is kind of funny, not gonna lie.
It's not as detailed.
Yeah,
Or is it?
maybe.
Maybe. It's a big mystery.
You never know. You never know.
Awesome. I would like to get to the last topic, so to say, of this interview, which would be future of Baldur's Gate 3 modding.
Okay.
What do you think the future of Baldur's Gate 3 modding scene holds for us? What are your expectations?
I really hope it will be similar to Skyrim, but it depends on the community's willingness to grow and evolve, to raise a quality bar, to compete, and to collaborate with people. We need a lot of fresh blood, just like you, because I see some famous folks who were very active before and they eventually get tired and leave. That's very sad, but this is the reality. Also, Moonglasses look very promising. It's like the toolkit with plugins and custom modifications. This project is still in the open beta stage, so I would recommend you first build up a strong base just with vanilla toolkit, because there is a good chance there won't be messages saying you're doing something wrong. Just be careful about that, because I remember I messed up a lot at the beginning with this stuff, and I still have some assets that I changed, but I changed them not from mode. I edited my own files.
Hmm.
So this is like something you need to be careful about.
Thank you for that advice. And that outlook. I think it would be really cool if like we get the Baldur's Gate 3 scene to be like the Skyrim modding scene. Like that would be awesome. And if like kind of like seeing that that is like what you're hoping for, are there any type of like mods you would hope to see more of?
I'd like to see more competitive alternatives for all kinds of popular mods, including mine.
Hmm.
Although nobody wants rivals in their field, if there is no competition, there will be stagnation, which leads to many bad things, as you may know.
Yeah.
That is the last thing we want for our community. Also, I'm really glad to see people get inspired by my mods. I try to help them when they reach out for my forbidden knowledge.
All right. So if people like maybe have an idea for mods that is just a little bit different to something that already exists, they should not like be worried about that. But you think it's a good thing if there are like similar mods out that do things differently, so there is more competition and more growth.
Yeah, like healthy competition is good. If you're alone and doing something, that's completely fine. But when you have a guy who happens to do the same thing as you in their own unique way, which was exactly my case at the beginning, it can be extremely funny. Like, Bender and I had some mental connection or something, I don't know, because we randomly got a streak of 5 modes around the same time in a row. Oh jeez, that time was golden.
That sounds great.
But generally, yeah, I'm pretty confident about my work, so I don't mind people trying.
So you like the challenge.
Yeah, I'm kinda competitive.
So everyone, if you're new into modding, give AzazelL some challenges and make some mods that compete with his mods.
Oh, it's not like that.
Maybe the last question to end our interview on. Do you have any thoughts about Larian officially supporting modding with the toolkit or also the console support?
I would call that common sense, and I always appreciate that.
Mm,
Like,
yeah.
it is something the game dev industry in general has had little to do with for the past decade, so yeah, I'm happy about that. Pre-toolkit modding was quite an insufferable thing to practice.
Mm.
You generally had to be a masochist, programmer, or both, even. The amount of pain you could potentially go through trying to do the most basic stuff possible is just incomparable to what we have today.
Mm-hmm.
And for that, I am very grateful.
Yeah.
It's also just the right thing to do. Like, let enthusiasts keep your game alive and well, give them the toolkit you used to create the game, and move on. Make another masterpiece. Prove again that games don't need microtransactions along with enormous price tags in order to be successful. So yeah.
That's a really nice note to end it on. If you don't have anything else that you would like to add, if you would like to add something, we can definitely include it too.
Nah, I think we're good. We can end here.
I really appreciate you taking the time being here with me on this interview and sharing your knowledge with beginner modders like me and other people that are just starting out and, helping us find our footing in this Baldur's Gate 3 modding scene is like a great thing. And I'm really appreciative of that for you. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah, I think like we did a great job so far. So yeah, thank you for this opportunity. It was very nice. And I really enjoyed that.
Thank you very much if you were watching and for tuning in and for being here. I hope you enjoyed this video. Show some support to AzazelL and their mods and maybe check out their Patreon too. And yeah, if you enjoyed this, please leave a like or a comment and have a great day. Bye bye.
Goodbye.